Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from absolutesoulsecrets.com. I thought I'd do a little video this morning just to cover up on a few unexplained bits and pieces, tail ends so to speak, about Donald Trump. He's now been hospitalised apparently overnight, and the White House is saying he's got cold-like symptoms. He has more than cold-like symptoms. If you saw my Trump report, 29th of September it was uploaded, wherein I started to feel his symptoms in the lungs, the lymph nodes, his throat, and I was saying it was certainly a respiratory virus and more than laryngitis. It's since come out that he had a very raspy voice just before he announced that yes, he has COVID and has gone into quarantine. So it's not a cold, it's a very serious illness. The end of 2018 on TV, Australian TV, I made a prediction that Donald Trump could step down before the election with ill health, due to ill health. And it was sort of like a bit of a strategy attached to it. And now we see a lot of people coming out and they don't believe that he actually has COVID. He is really very sick. He's likely to get much worse. And now in hindsight, when I look back, I realise that over the past few weeks he's been sweating a lot on TV. Even on the debate he was sweating a lot, but I didn't notice Joe Biden sweating as much. And so I've noticed on a couple of things that I've seen. I don't often watch watch him on TV or YouTube very much, but the few things I saw, he was sweating, he looked very swollen in the face, and he just generally looked unwell. So I think it's probably longer than just a few days that he's had COVID, in fact. I know they say they test them every day in the White House, but I'm not sure of that fact, just because he's been looking generally unwell. So another sort of thing that's going around is that as well as he's not really sick, this is just some sort of conspiracy or some sort of strategy so he can step down and still save face, have an honourable way out. He could do some sort of cut a deal with the incoming new government to let him step down so they don't pursue him legally, because lots of people are saying, even lawyers and people like that are saying that he's committed a lot of crimes. I'm not going to say yay or nay or get into that. All I'll do is talk about the experience that I had when I read for him on the 29th of September. So he is genuinely sick. The other thing I want to talk about is related to that is I had a dream last night, and Melania had been isolated, and I was there with her, and she was crying and she was very, very upset, and it was almost like she didn't know what was going to happen. And she was talking to me, but I don't remember the words. You know how sometimes some dreams, it's sort of in and out of your memory as to what you can remember, but part of it was she kept disappearing. People could not find her, and it was like her and Donald Trump, they just sort of disappeared. And this struck me this morning when I woke up. I was thinking about it, and it's almost like he keeps talking about COVID just disappearing. Well, it hasn't disappeared yet, and it won't disappear for a long time. Yes, of course, these things eventually go away. If it takes hundreds of years or thousands of years or whatever, eventually they're overcome one way or the other. But what was sticking in my mind was this word disappear, and the fact that she was disappearing in the dream. So I think that in some way both of them will just disappear, because he always says it all the time, and I notice with him he does a lot of projection. So what he says about something out there is actually what's going on with him. So I feel like they're going to disappear in some way. She could become a recluse, in fact, because in the Trump report it came out, I saw very clearly she was setting herself up financially independently of Donald, her and Barron, okay? So I feel like she's going to retire from public life. I don't know when it is, but I would say fairly, like it's not 10 years away or 5 years away, or probably not even 2 years away. I think it's like in the next year or something like that. But I'll just put a question mark over that as to the timing. The other point about the dream, right at the end of the dream, was I heard the words do or die. There's something she's got to do and she really doesn't want to do it. And I don't know whether that's quarantine or what that is, but she has to do this thing. And that's one of the reasons she's crying. She really is bereft, okay, at the moment. And so, you know, maybe there is this possibility that he'll cut a deal and, you know, they'll just go off and live a comfortable life somewhere else and do something else. Let me know what you think. Because I don't have that psychically. I'm just having, you know, my thoughts go around in circles about that. So, and, you know, some people are saying that. But what I do know psychically is, despite what everyone's saying, I know because I felt it, he has very serious respiratory illness in his lungs, his lymph nodes and his throat. I feel like this is just the start. As the month goes on, it will actually get worse. I know he's on all the concoctions under the sun, which will no doubt help him, but his health is not good anyway. The other thing, my mother-in-law died from COVID. She was really very physically healthy, and she got double pneumonia with COVID. She was put on a ventilator. She fought it off. And she came out of hospital after 5 or 6 weeks, but 3 weeks later she had a heart attack. And this is the feeling, the real sort of concern that I have for Donald Trump's health is his heart. And it has come up before in, I don't know how many readings I've done, but it has been quite a common thing that I've said is his heart's not strong. And after, you know, what happened to my mother-in-law, she had a massive heart attack, cardiac arrest, because her heart had been damaged by the virus. So, you know, I really have to put a question mark over that. I am very concerned about Donald Trump's heart. And COVID damages heart, kidneys, liver, all of the organs. It's not just a respiratory disease, it's an inflammatory disease. And it affects a lot of the organs. Even people's toes have to be amputated sometimes when they get a serious dose of COVID. I've been sick myself. I had a very strange virus in December last year where I found it extremely mild but very strange and weird feelings, like I felt totally ungrounded. I felt like I was floating off into the ether. I can normally control that sort of thing, but I couldn't in December. So I thought it was very weird. I only had it about 4 days. And so I put a question mark over whether that was COVID or not. And then again in March, I got very, very sick for 5 months. And I had a COVID test. It was negative. I'm not sure I even believe the results of that test. But yeah, I took a thing called azithromycin. And I took that at the end of the 5 months because I don't like to take antibiotics. It's a last resort for me. And yes, it helped me a lot. So, you know, if you are having COVID symptoms, do ask your doctor about azithromycin because I found that helped me. But I don't even know 100% whether I had it or not. I suspect I did, despite the negative test. Okay, leave your comments in the comment box. Please let me know what you think. This is just a follow-up to cover off some, you know, things that have been going on in my mind and the dream last night about Melania. But I feel like, yeah, the election, which has come out before, it's going to be delayed. Not by a lot, but yes, delayed. Okay, thanks for watching this, and if you're new, please consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, give this video a like, and share with your friends. That'd be fantastic. All right, I shall see you again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website
absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.